flawed human beings, and
I think the rest of the podcast is going to demonstrate that.
Yeah,
but
these guys know from the get-go. We can't even get the intro right.
Yep. Hey guys, welcome back to the Target Audience Podcast, your favorite movie podcast that we talk about twice a week. This is Ben, and I'm joined with my co-host TJ.
Hey everyone.
It's been a struggle getting that out of my body.
It's cool, man. It's just one of those. It's a rainy day.
It was a fucking dumb day at work.
Yeah.
But hey, we're not talking about that, because we're actually going to talk about a movie that we happened upon out of nowhere. TJ, you take the reins. It's at your house on your Amazon Prime account.
That's true, man. You came over the other day, and we were like, hey, fuck it. What's a good afternoon movie to watch? We're flipping through Amazon Prime, and we just came across 1987's film Strip to Kill.
Strip to Kill.
Directed by Kat Shea.
Shay?
Oh. Okay. That's probably the better way to say it.
Yeah, like shea butter.
But yeah, no, basically it's this like crazy fun exploitation film that is pretty much about an undercover cop that has to go undercover at a strip club to find out who's killing all these strippers.
Yep. That's what it is. Mm. It doesn't delineate from that.
But it's definitely in the category of better than it has any right to be.
Yes. So, starting off, when we say this is an exploitation film, we mean it. And if you don't know what that means, it means basically that there's going to be a lot of graphic sexual content.
And violence. Things that aren't quite mainstream in other films.
Yes. It's not kosher. You're not seeing this in your Tom Cruise movies. Mm-hmm. Like,
this is something you find at like Grindhouse Video.
Yes.
Or you catch late at night on like Cinemax.
So going into it, know what you're getting into before you get into the contents of this movie, I guess.
I know you were slightly disappointed because it's not quite watching porn with me, but you know,
it's close enough.
We're getting there. This is the closest.
So, yes. So we happened upon this movie just kind of out of the blue, and overall impressions is this movie's worth watching.
It definitely is. It caught us off guard. Like, we kind of went in with just like, just put it on. If it sucks, we cut it off like 20 minutes in. But no.
It hooks you.
It's got like this... I like the way the script's written. Like, it has like just fun one-liners.
It is.
Like,
there are so many fun, just
it has
like
a twisted
jabs.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very... very tongue-in-cheek.
Yes, that's a good word for it.
Yeah. But it's... So, besides moving beyond the general premise of the movie opens up with a strip club rebuking like a fan, basically, who followed her backstage. And she approaches him and she screams and he runs off. And later that night when she's walking home, she gets the shit beat out of her, thrown off a bridge, and then lit on fire.
Yeah, like legit, they just throw gas on her.
It was actually like they got somebody in like one of those flame suits and like lit somebody on fire. Like there was somebody walking around like in flame, which was so graphic and violent in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Mm-hmm. Like they fucking just like, all right, this is what's gonna be. Tone setter. We're lighting strippers on fire now.
After there was some brief introduction too into other eccentric characters that come later on. So, like, they introduced the brother of a stripper.
One of the dancers. I think we should call them dancers.
No, you're right. You're right. But,
I think one of the dancers' brothers come home, and he's like, what the fuck you been doing? She's like, I've been stripping. And he's like, well, I don't approve of it, but I think we'll suffer through anything together.
Yeah, and he looks like an angsty punk rocker.
Yeah, and he's an angsty punk rock guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't want to do karate with you, old white man.
But I love you, sis.
Yep, but I love you, sis. And then we don't see them for almost the rest of the movie.
A good chunk of the movie. You don't really
almost all of it.
Come across them.
He's gone. He's just not in the picture.
The rest is mostly shenanigans at the strip club.
Shenanigans at the strip club.
Yeah.
So we've got Undercover Cop, who is...
Kay Lenz?
Yes, Kay Lenz portrays Detective Cody Sheehan. And then we've got Greg Evigan from BJ and the Bear, who plays another undercover detective.
Heineman, he's such a weird type of character too. Like he does like crazy things. Like
he pretends to stab people.
Like he pulls out fake knives and
he beats the shit out of suspects.
That's he's almost like a goofy bad cop. Like you got the good cop bad cop vibe, like with the way the partners are and everything.
Yeah,
but he's like doing it like
he's
little
an asshole.
Over the top though. Yeah. Over the top asshole.
Mm-hmm. He's like the asshole who like pulls a prank on somebody. It's like it was really funny that it didn't happen to you kind of guy.
But the way the movie unravels is kind of cool too. You know, they do like a little bit of plot thing, and then their segues are pretty interesting.
Basically, every transitionary scene in this movie is just an actual performer's performance. Yeah. She just goes up and she does a set in like 6 minutes, and
yeah, it came out in like 87 too. So I mean, it's in that era where dancers definitely took their work seriously. Yeah. Like they put a lot of thought into it.
They were very masculine in the face.
Not all of them.
And very top-heavy, as were the women of the 80s. As was the fashion of the time. But yeah, besides, like...
No, but they had, like, themes with their dances. And as the movie progressed, they got more and more elaborate. There was one
who was a spider lady, and she was wrapped up in a web, and it had black lights. And
it was pretty cool, like, some of the choreography to it.
Ones. Yeah. Like, towards the end of the movie, we were stopped commenting, and we were just like... You know, I really like what she did there. I think that shows, like, mastery of form.
Yeah.
It was getting really elaborate in some of their routines.
That takes a lot of training.
You're like, wow, she probably went to school for that.
Yeah.
Man, she's walking on some crushed dreams.
We also noticed, not just with the dances, too, getting more elaborate, but there's a point in this movie, too, where it starts taking itself way more seriously, where it's almost like a completely different... It feels like a different movie in terms of production value.
Because you have all that sleaze, is the best word for it.
And they kind of introduce it with the sleaze. And then they kind of, like, hold off on it and get into some, like, actually pretty decent, like, acting and
there's
plot
moments,
unfolding.
Yeah, there's genuine moments of, like, sincerity, and they're actually to, like, make you feel something other than just, like, funny, stripper movie.
Which is interesting in, like, the exploitation film. It kind of, like, puts it above it's where it should typically be in these kind of movies.
To elaborate on that, so the Undercover Cop, Cody Sheehan, she gets really wrapped up and invested in the case. And she starts really liking performing.
She becomes close with the girls.
And she becomes close with all the girls, and she realizes that, like, oh, these are real people with real problems. Like, nobody's...
Mm-hmm. It's not just some dancer who died. Not only that, it's not just some dancer who died. Like,
it was a person. It was like a friend.
Yeah.
It was a loved one.
Mm-hmm.
And more girls go missing, and she's really, wrapped up in the case, and her partner doesn't understand it. And she even talks about quitting the force to become a dancer.
Now, that does sound silly, but the way it's executed in the movie, you're like,
She says it with conviction. Yeah. And she sympathizes with all these people. And they have a moment of odd, but like, positivity and self-worth about, I'm not stripping for them. I'm stripping for me because I have something they want, and that empowers me.
And she was very shy and timid, and like
and she came out of her shell. It made her confident because she realized that she had something that she had all along, but wasn't crediting herself to. And it was sex appeal, which sounds way worse. But it was a weird,
but it's oddly empowering.
It was, yes. Because, if at the end of the day, I think the message was like, hey, do what makes you happy.
And it's kind of funny to take that, like, such a positive message, and it's peppered with all this, like, fun, just, I don't know, grindhouse trash peppered in there. Yeah,
because there's moments, like, every murder scene in this movie is fucking brutal. We have women being drugged behind semi-trucks. We have... bludgeonings, beatings, burnings, stabbings, gunshots.
Yeah, it's definitely violent.
It is violent. And the last, would you say 15, 20 minutes is off the rails insane.
Full on what the fuck.
Yeah, it's like every action movie twist where it's like suddenly it's like fire everywhere. And then like guns that just like there's like intense shootouts. Like it gets nuts.
People with full on prosthetic breasts.
Yes. And this is the big spoiler for the movie. There's a transgendered person, and they survive being stabbed because they had fake breasts.
It was so random. You're like, how are they getting up?
I know, and then you're just like, what? What? It catches you so off guard. But this movie is a hidden gem.
And it doesn't overstay its welcome. How long is it? It's not even that long of a movie.
It's not a terribly long movie.
It's like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Hour 28.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, the movie knows
it doesn't
what
waste
it is.
Your time.
It doesn't waste your time. There's not really a dull moment. Like, you're either smirking the whole time, or you're really just raising eyebrows of what am I watching.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's trashy, and I can see a lot of people getting turned off for that.
But if that's your kind of thing, it's definitely worth checking out. I'm glad we stumbled across it. It's kind of a hidden gem.
Yeah. It was a weird, odd pick. And you did a little bit more homework than I did on the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Strip to Kill.
It's called like Live Girls or Girls Live.
Strip to Kill 2 Live Girls.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Which you were telling me, it's basically like there was no plot, but they used a bunch of B-roll from the first movie.
What it is
and pieced it together.
I believe she did a movie with Roger Corman. I think it was like Dance of the Dead or something, and they still had the club. Mm-hmm. And what they did is they shot a bunch of dancing scenes ahead of time, and then she started making another movie, which is essentially, I think it's a sequel mainly by title and loose plot, because I think that one's more about, it gets more psychological in a weird way. From what I've read, it's more like a stripper's convinced that she's killing her other stripper friends, but she's not sure it's her or not.
Yeah.
And apparently it's more like just weird and trippy kind of thing. Similar plot, but still a different movie. And she was kind of writing it as she was going along, from what I read.
It was her first movie she ever directed. Mm-hmm. And like looking at like her other stuff she does, she has a lot of movies that are female oriented.
I think one of the most popular ones is the Poison Ivy.
She has Poison Ivy, Streets, The Rage, Carrie 2. She directed Carrie too. Like,
I think she might have been an actress in like
she
a small role
she
in
was
Scarface.
In Scarface and a couple other things. But interesting note, she directed the Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase, which comes out soon.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, TJ can't quite see the computer. Sorry, TJ.
No, you're okay, man.
Yeah, Nancy. Wait, starring the girl from It.
Oh, really? The one that plays Beverly?
Sophia Lillis? Is that her name? Is Nancy Drew.
It's getting like a big theatrical.
It looks like it's direct to DVD.
Oh, okay.
Comes out March 15th, 2019. Check theaters.
Yeah, but interesting. I mean,
all right. Well, that was a little tangent.
But yeah, no, looking for that. I was trying to look for the sequel.
And where did you find it?
Oh no, but that's what I mean. The sequel's kind of hard to find, like unless you like have to like somehow order it or buy it. I think you can rent it somewhere, but I ended up coming across it through Google, by the way. Like apparently they have the movie on, like I found it on some porn site, like a retro classic movie porn site. And I was like, really? Of all places? It's like, what? Yeah. I'm not here for the porn. I'm here for the movie.
It makes sense. Because they're like, where am I going to upload this weird movie where the copyright people will never see me? Hide it on your classic porn website.
Yeah, hey. Yep. It works.
That's why I upload all of the podcast episodes to SheMailTube. Where I can just use the clips and I don't get copyright infringed, because they would have to admit that they're looking at tranny porn websites and they're like, hey, wait a second, all of Dragon Ball Super Broly's on there?
There was a point in time I was on one of those porn sites and I did come across a video that was like the full Venom movie, like bootlegged. And then I clicked I was like, what the fuck? And I clicked the channel and this guy has no actual porn. It's literally like The Conjuring and like shit like that. And I was like, what? It's like the full movie.
That's smart, man. That's like power to the people.
It's like, take that. Copyright.
Alright, so before we wrap this one up, is there anything you want to talk about? Anything interesting that's happened in the meantime? It's worth letting people know.
You got anything?
Yeah, I've got something to talk about that I've been watching.
Nice.
Is The Good Place, starring Kristen Bell.
You're really working this in?
Yeah, I'm working this in. I'll be honest, it might be one of the funniest shows I've seen in a while, and it's on Netflix, and they got the first 4 seasons, I want to say.
What channel does it come on originally?
No idea.
Is it like a NBC type channel?
It sounds like it would be NBC. I can check this real fast. The Good Place.
Is that your favorite 3 Days Grace song?
It is NBC. Good God. But, yeah.
I know it's The Good Life. I'm going to make some 3 Days Grace fan mad.
We don't have any fans. Sorry, I mean...
3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace is having fans.
Yeah. 3 Days Grace we meant to bash, not us. Yeah.
So, yeah. I think that's
Good
about
Place
it for
pretty
this
good.
week.
Yeah.
Good Place is pretty funny. Watch it.
Cool. Any new releases you've seen trailers for that you're excited? Oh, did you see the Aladdin trailer?
Oh, boy. The Aladdin
looks
trailer.
like a fucking mess.
It looks so bad. Okay, I saw somebody put it really well. And people aren't mad that Will Smith is the genie.
No, it's mad that it looks like shit.
We're mad because it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Part of that is that the genie is supposed to be a cartoon character. And to do that, you can't have a real man's face. And it just doesn't
meld
work.
Right. Yeah.
It's like Uncanny Valley shit, where it's just like, no.
And it's just not like
too detailed.
The whole thing, from what I've seen of the trailer, obviously, there's going to be more release. This is just like a teaser, but from watching it, I'm just like, I have no interest whatsoever in this.
They darkened white actors, which is like, why couldn't you just hire people who are like ethnically like appropriate for the film and source material? And they're getting
it looks
shit
like
for
it's
that.
trying
They made
way
Jafar
too
young and whiny.
Yeah, I get like a way too try hard. It's gonna tank. Calling it.
I hope it does. I fucking hate these live action Disney movies that just
other than
pursue anything interesting with the material.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can remake it and reinvent it, but just fucking take at least some risk and do something interesting with it.
Other than that, I'm trying to think. Saw the new Pet Sematary trailer. I still want to see it, but it's
having not seen the original. It looks really fucking
good. It's on my list of like we're definitely gonna have to see that one in theaters.
And I know there's some controversy because it's going in a pretty drastically different direction than the original did.
But it's also just another reimagining, though. It's not a remake of the movie Pet Sematary.
Yeah, it's just another interpretation of the book.
Same thing with the It movie.
Yeah.
Like, people were kind of like... It's not a remake of the It that we've seen with Tim Curry.
Yeah, but It is also fucking fantastic.
Uh-huh.
The new one. And the old one's kind of a snooze fest. Sorry. It's got great moments, but it's a bit of a...
But one was made for TV, and it was like a mini-series, or like a limited...
It was split into two, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Which... They did, but I still think it's poorly paced because it's paced out to be different.
And it's a different kind of mark. Yeah. So it was the same thing though. People trying to compare the two. I don't know if you can.
It's a very different thing.
It'll be interesting to compare the two.
If you watch it, you will definitely
see.
You will form an opinion of which one you like more, for sure. But
I'm interested in it.
It's still worth watching.
That's getting a release. And I'm trying to think of other cool stuff.
Chucky looks bad.
Bad, but you'll end up watching it. Not going to see it in theaters, but you'll watch it one day. It'll be on FX.
I don't watch on cable, TJ.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You'll see it. You know what I mean.
I'm not invested. I
like Audrey Plaza.
I saw the first one and that was it.
Oh, really?
So I'm not.
I've seen all the other ones.
I have no attachment to.
I'm on
the
the team.
Chucky franchise.
I'm on the team. Like they're kind of giving themselves like negative competition because the other series is still going.
Yeah, there's one that's in production for television.
Not only that, they just came out with the Cult of Chucky, and regardless what you think about that series, it's still going. It's kind of fucked up to a degree.
We need to figure out what the fuck they're doing with the rights.
Well, that's just it. Someone owns the rights to remake the movie, so they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like Orion Pictures.
You don't fucking do that.
Yeah. No, but it's whatever, man. That's like one that's we have to talk about it because it just got dropped. Trying to think. Oh, Invisible Man. I think they're doing a movie of. They're supposed to.
Invisible Man looks interesting.
Yeah, there's no trailer yet, but I'm interested in any of the ideas.
Is Juan directing or is it just Blumhouse produced?
I think it's just Blumhouse produced, but it's completely not like how they were trying to jumpstart it with the Mummy movie with Tom Cruise that fucked up.
Do you think the Invisible Man's going to get a fight with Annabelle?
It's completely It's completely different than that Mummy series, though. They scrapped that.
Are you sure he's not going to be a ghost?
Yeah,
because the Invisible Man could just be a ghost wearing clothes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm interested in the idea of like rebooting the Universal monster movies.
Yeah,
I think it could be cool. I would love to see like a modern day Jekyll and Hyde, or you know, it'd be cool to see what they could do.
I'm not gonna get it.
Benicio del Toro wasn't a bad Wolfman when Wolfman came out, but Wolfman just wasn't a great movie.
Yeah,
but it'd be cool to do another Wolfman movie.
Yeah,
that's.
When was the last time we had a good werewolf movie?
Wolf Cop.
Wolf Cop
2 was still good too.
Wolf Cop 2 it's pretty good, but it's not.
It's not Wolf Cop.
It's not Wolf Cop. Yeah. It's not the same as the first. Shout out to Wolf Cop.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I think that's honestly about it for this week, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
or at least this episode.
Yeah.
Because hey, you're gonna get 2 episodes this week.
Yeah, boom.
Stay
tuned.
Check that out. What music should I use the outro? Out of the box. Out of the box. Out of the box. You know any of the lyrics?
I think it was like, take one box, put it with another. Try to take a look what's inside.